Okay. Super. So hi everyone. Welcome to our milestone review, our demo for the content stack. So on the timing, so firsthand, so we'll be taking only 1 hour today, not 2 hours, as initially was put into the calendar. Please note that I will be recording this, and I would ask everyone to stay off camera and address all your questions, obviously, as we are showing the pages or at the end if you don't have any burning questions. So a short word on the agenda today. So Chris is on a call. He will be sharing from local environment and he will be demoing quite a lot of different pages. Also, he will show you how to create new products, new blogs. So quite exciting thing is going to be also a bit of a teaching session. And after today, so the plan for the next weeks would be to do testing. So everything that was detailedly explained in our test plan. So the QA team and the dev team would be working in parallel, fixing the defects, fixing the bugs, and then doing the retesting. So the bugs report will be shared with you, Amy, once a week until 18th of August. So we are using GitLab currently to track all the issues, and also a handover document, so containing user, code documentation, React documentations, that also will be submitted on the 18th of August. I've already shown you, Amy, today on a call some of the things that we are writing, we'll be handovering. And after the call, I'll send a follow-up email with the summary of the demo, and also I'll share the link of this recording. And yeah, so this will also be added into the handover document. So that's basically the intro from me. If you, Chris, want to take over and start sharing.
Yeah, sure.
You.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Yeah, so if I say anything someone doesn't understand or someone has a question, just interrupt me and hopefully I can answer it for you as I go through this. So I'll do a quick run through of the front end and a bunch of pages, and then we'll go into the content stack and just look at how that's laid out. So yeah, this is the homepage. It has all the layout from the design, and it's all linked up to its various pages, credit cards, and any other products. I'll show you how to add, just change the text on this once we jump into the content stack. Then if we look up here, we've got this navigation is completely integrated with the CMS, so you can update this as you please. Then this is your products page, again, all integrated. Is there anything in particular people would like to see on each pages, or should I just kind of run through each one and go from there? Nope. Okay.
I think for me, let's just run through all of them.
Sure. Okay. We have.
Is there, sorry, maybe at the end of the call or maybe as we go, is there a list of pages that we're going to review, or that, I don't know, Jill, and sorry, I was out last week, that we asked to review today or was on the agenda review?
Yeah, Eric, I responded to our initial meeting invite with the list of pages that Lena sent me that we're going to go through today.
Okay, perfect. I'll look for that.
Okay, let me know if you have any questions on that.
Okay, so yeah, you've your R cards. You can add or remove cards from this page, and customize any of the text or images that you can see. Then if I go to learn more, then this is a specific card page for the credit card. then you can add and remove any content you please here. I know this FAQ section doesn't have all the content, but you can add as many tabs as you please to this, and rows per tab. Then if I jump into certificates of deposits, again, multiple call to actions, you can change all the text and where that links to. You have your table here, which isn't this content needs to be updated so it's makes sense. But you can add as many or as little rows to that table as you please. And then again, you have your tabbed accordion that you can fully customize. Recreational loans. Again, same style for this page. Everything, all the buttons and call to actions are customizable. You've got this table. We just don't have the icons in there at the moment, but they will be added. And then merchant acquiring services, and then you have your upcoming events. There's an option to put a video in there, and then you can update these numbers as they change as well. And then we shall go to the learn page. So this is the top level learn page with your various categories. I know the design had slightly different titles, but I took from what was currently on the live site. If I then scroll back up here and go to the marriage and children, or children and family, there's a couple of posts that I've copied across just for demo purposes. So there's a video post which is using a Vimeo embed link. And then you have the option to add text underneath that video. And as you can see it,
Hard offer recent.
I'll not make you listen to it. And then if I just jump back, then you also have your articles and infographics here. And then this is the infographic from the design. And if I jump to the next page, which is about us, I should note that the budgeting, personal credit, and maintaining good credit are the exact same layout for the marriage, children, and families. So it's just a matter of where you assign the post to go to, and it'll show under the appropriate section. Then yeah, there's the about page. You can change all the text here. You can add buttons if you want. If you don't add them in the back end, obviously then they don't show. And contact us, yeah, which is just your standard accordion. You can add as much or as little to this as you please. And then account services. So I know there's a few items that are missing here. They need to be added in. But again, all fully content managed. And then if I just jump into one of the sub pages, you just have your standard tabbed accordion, and then your call to actions. And then I jump into resources. Again, more call to actions, all fully integrated with content stack. And then make a payment. And yeah, another accordion. If I jump down to the footer here, there's then your web accessibility page. And there's I'm just going to type into the URL up here just so I get the right page. Policies. You've got your privacy opt-out and the iframe for users to fill out and submit. And then there is your terms and conditions, and then this is your standard policy page. So you'll be able to create multiple of these and customize the title and the URL, and put any content you wish into it. And then, so at this point, I'm going to jump into the content stack. and show you how the home page is set up. So I just close this so it's not so. So on every page, you're going to have your hero, and then what we've called a rounded separator, which is this curve under the hero. Because on other pages it can be customized to be different colors. We then have our page components, which will be the same name across every page. You'll be able to add and remove various components here. So your section title, for example, is up here, our products. And then if I close that and go to card template 1, this card template 1 will refer to these cards. And then as you add more content to it, it will mirror itself automatically. So you don't need to tell it to be inverted or anything. You add your title, your image, your text, and then you can add your buttons as well. And if you don't need buttons for that section, you can just leave it blank and it will know not to render anything there. Excuse me. And then the last part of the homepage is the customer testimonials, which if we open up, you can add, I believe you can add up to 4 in this section, or if you wish, you can have it just display one full width testimonial. So it's quite versatile there. Then if just for example's sake, if you want to change the title or add a subtitle to this, I'll just add some text here. So if you hit publish, and then I'm going to publish it to development, but you guys will either have like a staging or a production. If I send that, and then, sorry, just restart my local machine here. I scroll up and refresh the page, you can see now that that content is being pulled through. So you'll be able to put that onto a staging environment first to see how that content looks, and then publish it to production afterwards. I'm just going to revert that back, and then if I refresh that, you'll see it's disappeared again. And that works the same for any of the content on any of the pages. You can save it, publish it, and then rebuild the site, and it'll show your content right away. And I show the other bit in content stack I can show you is adding a new product. So here we have the recreational loans and certificates of deposits. If I just click here, create new entry on product pages, and just do a generic name, a product, and then I'm going to just do the basic header for this title and save that. And then I'll publish that to my local environment. I can then go to products /
Jill, just a quick note for you as Chris is showing us he's rebuilding his environment. We are working on, in fact, I have a meeting today with a content stack tech resource. We're working on a way to automate that so that anytime you guys make a change, when you click publish and you select your environment, we're going to automatically restart whichever environment that is. So just in case you were like, wait, rebuild.
Yeah, sorry, maybe I was maybe being a bit too technical there.
No, that's fine, because that's what you're doing, right? You're like rebuilding the React so that it grabs the new content.
Yeah, so I have basically a local server running on my machine that is just chugging away. As I publish new content, it can see that and it restarts. So yeah, that'll work exactly the same in a production environment.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Chris.
No problem. And sorry, I think I've hit a snag on my local machine that threw an error. Never demo tech. Okay. I don't know why that is failed. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back to that piece. But basically, you can see that it's very quick to update the content. You can, if you want to change an image or change the title or anything, you can just save it and then publish it right away. And then whenever you set up your automation, it'll automatically trigger that build for it to go live. So it's all very easy that way. There is probably a little bit of a bit of learning that needs to be done in terms of like what page goes where, because you have all your different content types. But once you you can spend an hour in Content Stack, you'll be able to know what pages you're looking for. So you'll have your homepage entry here, and then all your products. Or if I search for cards, I can click here, and that's the cards overview. If I card pages, so we only have one credit card at the moment, but you can just create a new entry on the fly, fill that out and publish it, and it'll display on the site. And then if say a product is no longer being sold, then you can just delete that page or unpublish it. So the content will still be saved within Content Stack, but not viewable to the public. Just maybe it's a seasonal product or something like that. Is there anything else anyone would like to see in Content Stack or in the front end of the website?
I don't think so. We almost just kind of need to get in and play around with that.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably the best way to kind of learn the lay of the land as such, to learn where everything is and update content, but you'll pick it up very quickly.
Chris, could you go through all of the main navigation items on the left column of Content Stack just to kind of have something for us to use as a resource as we do get our hands on it?
Sure. As in just each so products and the learn sections and stuff like that.
No, further left. So there's the Content Stack
Oh,
logo
right.
on
Yes.
the
Okay.
left.
Yeah.
And then there's, I don't know what these are. Yeah, dashboard. If you can just kind of walk through and tell us what they are, that would be really helpful for me.
Yeah. Oh God, it's decided it's going to do a product tour.
Oh, it's going to do it for us. Somebody say walkthrough.
It's doing my job for me. Let me just close this out. Okay. Yep. So you've got your dashboard. You can see your assets that have been recently uploaded. And then any entries that have been recently modified, you can see me and Pablo have been making updates here. So it'll be blatantly obvious if someone's been making updates for another member of the team to come in and quickly pick out. Maybe some content needs to be reviewed before it's put live. You'll be able to pick that out here. And then you've got your entries, which is basically all your pages. So it'll show in here all the pages, and then you can then filter down the side, as you saw I did earlier. I can just do products, and then it'll show you all your product pages, and then you have your assets library. So I'm not sure why the left hand side, the folders here is the best place to use. You can basically set up any folder structure you want, depending on how your team likes to operate. So then it's much easier to find assets that you may want to reuse in the future. And then you have your content models, which is not somewhere you'll be on a day-to-day basis. But for example, if I search for the homepage, this is where you create your entries, and you add fields to the each individual entry. So at the moment, the homepage has a section titled Card Template 1 and Card Template 4. But in the future, whenever everyone becomes an expert in content stack, you can then start adding additional content fields that we have already set up. And maybe I can go further in depth into this now, but it's maybe a bit technical for some people who've never seen content stack before. Will I keep going, or this will all be outlined in the documentation that we hand over as well?
Yeah, maybe just keep touching on it lightly, because
Okay.
we'll have this video to refer back to, and I
Sure.
think this is valuable, even if I'm a little bit lost, but I'm taking notes, and I think it'll make more sense once I've
Okay.
once
Yeah,
I've
I
been
just
in
don't
there,
want
and
to
then I'll be
overload
like,
everyone.
yeah, oh, what was that thing he was talking about? Blocks, and then I'll
Yeah.
roll in the video.
So yeah, I'm calling it a component, but content stack call it a block, which is, for instance, like this card section here. That would be a component / block. So if I just jump back here, in the future, if you want to add additional components to the homepage that aren't on the homepage in its current design, you will be able to add what is called a global field, which are all these fields that we set up. So maybe you want to add an accordion to the homepage, you'll be able to add that, and then
So you can add any existing block to a page.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So for example, if I just let me see, I'm just looking at the design quickly. If I, for example, the interest rate table that features on the certificates of deposit, just for an example, if I want to add that to the homepage, because maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a promotion going on that month and you want to show you interest rates, you can then come here and add that table, which is in these global fields, and then fill that out, and then it will display on the homepage after you publish it. So it's quite flexible in that way. So at the moment you only have 3 components, but you can add or remove components as you please later down the line.
Cool. So if we
I-
had like another card template that we wanted to stack, those like the image and text, we could just add another block that exists already and just have a new one on there.
yeah. So if I go to products, you can see the products page, it only has 1 page component at the moment. But yeah, you can then say you want card template 1 in there. You can add that, or you have no use for that component at the moment on the page. You can just remove it for just so there's not so much stuff on the back end on content stack to confuse people.
Cool.
So if it features on another page, but it's not currently on the page you're looking at, it can be added later down the line.
Quick question here on this, because this is going to be something that comes up, fairly recently after we get this, adding banners to like the site. Would we go through kind of this method of adding the component or
So
block
whenever you
or-
say banner, do you mean this section here at the
not
top?
the hero, like an alert banner, like sometimes if there's a disaster, FEMA announces a disaster, we'll kind of have a banner across the top.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so it'll be set up in a way that if you leave it blank, it just won't show. And then if you fill out content, then it'll be smart enough after you've published it to appear along the top.
okay.
And then yeah, and that will work the same way as updating any other content. It's just like a global entry that could appear on any page rather than specifically on the homepage or a product page.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. And then the next section on your navigation is the publish queue. So because this has been in development, the queue is just constant little iterations. But this is how you will you can kind of see who's published new content. Maybe content needs to be reviewed before it's put live. This is where you'll be able to see that. And then once all of us get removed from this list, it'll be very easy for you guys to filter between yourselves. So if you know Colton has some content that needs reviewed before it goes live, you're able to then filter by that, by his name, and then review it and then publish it. And you'll be able to then publish to certain environments. So there'll be, once this is tidied, it'll be production and development, or staging instead of development, depends what you want to call it. And you can see the maybe there's some content on staging that can't go live until after a certain date or something like that. That's where you'll be able to see this.
Do you currently have that set up to hit those 2 environments that we have set up?
So
and
my
QA
local environment is just going straight to development. But then once this is put live into production, then it will be pulling from the production environment.
Yeah, so we have 2 environments that we set up on AWS, a dev and a QA.
Yep.
Is it set up to hit those when you publish? Like if you, I didn't quite catch all the environments that you had, but like, is there a QA?
So yeah,
at the
moment it'll be pulling all the content from development. The difference will be in the code. So there'll be updates that we push to QA and then tested, and then once that passes its tests, it will go to development, but they'll both be pulling from the same development environment at the moment.
Oh wait, I think we're talking about 2 things. So there's where it's pulling from.
Yeah.
Which also makes sense to me now because you have a dev content stack where you're creating content.
Yeah.
But is it set to, when you publish, is it set to publish to those AWS environments, or is that setup that still needs to happen?
So it'll be whenever you publish to development, the environments will just need to be rebuilt, but they are they won't be automatically triggered from any changes. Is that am I understanding the question? No.
Hi there, Amy. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So when you publish content, you had a list of environments that you could publish to.
Yes. Yeah.
So is it currently set up? Is it publishing to those AWS environments now? Like, are those options in that list?
No. So at the moment, yeah, we're just publishing to development, but the AWS, it's only looking at content changes that are in the development stack of content stack. It doesn't know about any other environments other than development, which it's told to look at.
Okay. So when your QA testers are testing, are they going to be testing on the AWS QA environment?
Yes, once that's set up. That's
okay,
the plan.
It is set up. So does this, I don't know where your instance of content stack is. It's a service is it on your local or?
So content stack is it's hosted with content stack, and then we use API keys and stuff to verify us as a user of this specific instance.
Okay, so then all right. Then is it currently able to push content to the AWS QA environment? Like if you publish to that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So the only thing that needs to happen is if we push a code update, then those environments and AWS need to be rebuilt.
Got it. Yeah, we currently have to rebuild them even for content changes.
Yes. Yeah. So that's where your automation would come through with publishing to your development or staging or production. You could then trigger an automatic build of that. So then it takes out any sort of chasing someone who's able to trigger those builds for you.
Yep. Yeah. And I have a meeting with a content stack tech support today to talk about how we use a webhook or whatever to automate that build. So
Yeah.
that was why I just wanted to make sure or understand that it was currently able to publish to those AWS environments, because I think we might want to do some testing of it. I just got my content stack user today. I haven't even been able to log in. So that might be useful for later today. Cool. All right. Thank you. Sorry for if any of you are like, what are we talking about this for? It's boring. I'll let you continue with your demo now.
No, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, and then you've got your task section. So you guys can set up tasks for other individuals so that they're carried out. Maybe content for a page is missing. That can all be set up here, and then people can work through them. And then your last option is just settings. So you'll probably not want to go near pretty much all of this. You'll be looking at the webhooks thing. This is what you'll be using to set up the automation of the builds. Probably the most important things you'll be looking at are maybe adding users and the audit log. So if something gets mistakenly deleted, you can quickly run back to the audit log and reinstate that. It doesn't actually just disappear off the face of the earth. And then, yeah, if you want to maybe set up it's going to do the product here. You guys will get this whenever you log in on your own users as well. You can set up additional branches. So maybe you want to do some experimental content that maybe won't go live at all. You can set up a new branch and start playing around there. If you break something, if maybe you want to set up a branch for just literally a sandbox to kind of learn content stack, and then if you break something in that branch, it's not the end of the world because it's not going to see the light of day. So that's quite handy, those types of things. And then, yeah, there's your trash as well. So you can see all the various things I've removed. You can go into that and restore them. And I think, yep, that's every item on that part of the navigation. Is any other content stack related questions?
No, that was really helpful. I took some notes, and we'll definitely be delving into this video later when I actually have my hands on it.
Yeah, and so I'm just checking. I gave you and Gary access this morning. Is there anyone else you would like added at the moment, or should we? Is that fine for the time being, and you guys can?
Let's add Caleb too. Caleb Albee, Albee.
Yeah. Let me see. I think.
Do you want me to send you his email?
Yeah, I was just gonna check my emails because it's probably his email address is probably in there.
Otherwise, I have it, Chris. So I can send it to you.
Oh, I think I just found it. Okay, and he's okay to have admin access, or we're just developer.
Give him
okay.
all you got.
Okay. Matt, there's an audit trail, so if he does something wrong, we know.
I don't know the difference between admin and dev, but I think he's going to be probably the one who's helping us set up the webhooks and making sure that.
Yeah, he'll want the admin access. So.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yep. So that's a very brief overview of content stack. There is lots of stuff you'll pick up as you go along. It's quite intuitive, and their documentation is very good as well if there's questions on editing content and stuff.
Great.
Jill or Colton, did you have anything specific that you wanted to look at? I'm just looking at our list from the test plan, and some of it was login. We looked at editing and kind of how to use content stack with the content. We've gone through navigation. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else specific, any functionality that you guys want to look at. We looked at like the FAQ functions. Was there another table that we wanted to look at?
Possibly. I mean, I can't think of anything right now. But we can go through. Colton, is there anything you wanted to look at?
If there's any other questions that come up, you can always ping us and
Can
get an
you
answer.
make sure that the QA environment has this latest content on it? If you can publish to it, I don't know if there's a way to publish everything, or if we just need to rebuild QA so we have everything. Because I'm thinking we could use that to kind of peruse through on our end then.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I can. I will need to check where, as in how up to date that environment is. But yeah, I can. If that code isn't up to date, I'll get it updated.
Okay, and then if we need to
Amy?
refresh it on our end, we'll just grab the latest from GitHub or whatever, right? Is that what we'll do?
Amy, can you
Yeah.
hear me? Yeah,
can.
yes, awesome. Yeah, that's correct. So QA has been updated, so they just need to rebuild it. That's why my email this morning,
Okay.
because I was seeing the T that we did the test last time, so yeah, you just need to rebuild it, and we'll have everything.
Okay, awesome. I'll hopefully be able to have some time with Gary and Caleb today and get that rebuilt so we can just at least have that latest content on our end to be able to kick around with.
Yeah, Caleb, they should be able to just push the same way that he did it last time, and that's why I was asking if he has any problems or anything. But they should be able to do that.
Maybe I'll ping him while we're still in this meeting and see if he's had a chance to rebuild it lately.
Awesome. Yep.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Is there anything else from the Merrick Banks team at this stage?
Nothing for me.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think I have any other specific questions.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it will be in the documentation and probably something we'll need to talk about, but just like adding pages, but I mean, we don't need to go over that now. That's probably something that we need to kind of talk through.
Yeah, and Jill, if you have any expectations on, I've already shared with Amy today on the screen, so we've got 20 pages of almost user documentation. If there's anything specific, particular you're looking for, just let me know. Send me an email and I'll get it added.
Cool. Gary's going to rebuild the QA environment, so we should have that new stuff within a half hour to be able to look at. Jill, let me know if you need the link. It is in Confluence, but I can show you where it is.
Okay.
And then Lena, I do have a question about, so when we get to the learn pages, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but I want to make sure Jill and Colton are good with this. Your team is going to create, I don't want to use the wrong terminology, but I'm going to say templates that they'll be able to copy and paste from to create all of those remaining pages, all of the learn pages.
Yeah, so all of those empty that do not have any content. Are we talking about them? Yeah. Yeah, so just empty pages. Yeah.
Okay. Should we schedule something to have kind of a walkthrough on that process? Like, here's what you do to create all of your learn pages.
Yeah, we can schedule like 15 minutes. Yeah, it's quite quick.
Okay, cool. I'll get together with you guys and see. We can talk about it offline, like when timing wise it makes sense to do that.
Sure.
I'll note it.
Brilliant. Okay, if there's no more questions, can probably close the call. So what I'm going to do is obviously share the link with you, Amy, and yeah, we'll continue with our daily stand-ups until the 18th of August.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't have any other questions. Oh, Colton, you just lit up. Go ahead.
Oh no, I've got nothing.
False.
I
False
was
alarm.
gonna say thank you.
Oh, thanks,
That's all.
Colton. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Thanks for the
you.
walkthrough,
Bye
Chris.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.